Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at the Stanley or Precision S988 Strike, which is used for a variety of their different exit devices. This one's listed for the 2400 series, which would certainly make sense, being a narrow style device. And this is a strike that would be used in typically a aluminum storefront sort of application. This would be a roller strike, but this would be one that would be compatible where you are installing it not to the soffit of the stop, but generally to what we would call the rabbet itself, even though this occupies the space where the blade stop would normally sit in. So what are you getting when you buy this? Well, the business end, the strike itself, and some basic dimensional properties. Overall width about 2 inch. Overall height about 1.75 inches. It's going to have a thickness of about 7/16, well, over here. So about 15-30 seconds, I'd say, something in that range. It's going to have a rub plate or a scar plate or a strike plate, I suppose. This, I'll show you on the installation instructions where this goes. The width, about 2 7/16. The height of that item, about 1.25 inches. It's going to have a material thickness of about 0.064, so about 16 gauge. It'll have fasteners. Let's go over that now. You're going to have a couple of machine screws and star washers for it. Okay. You're going to have a couple of wood screws or sheet metal screws, should your application call for this. You'll have a couple of very small 632 flat undercut head screws for holding the rub plate in place leading up to the strike itself. That's what that's for. So let's switch now to the screen view where we can take a closer look at the supporting documentation. Okay, so this is the item that we are looking at here. Not too much terribly to see here, but we do have a link to the cut sheet, and the cut sheet's going to show us the S988 for single aluminum door applications, narrow style rim devices. It's black powder coated, investment cast, stainless steel base and roller, includes a rub strip. By the way, it weighs about 0.33 pound, at least it does altogether. Other strikes are also listed here that are immediately associated with this blade style strike. Page 2 will show you a typical application of it, and if you just stare at the images, we ought to be able to find it immediately. Sure, right there. Okay, you've got a frame without a stop. No soffit to install it onto. Okay, so as a result of that being moved, the head case being moved so close to the frame itself, that rub plate's what's going to be important, and that actually mounts right in here. Okay. Installation instructions are up next, and this really tells us everything that we need to know about this. They're going to give you the idea of how to notch the blade stop, where to drill your holes for your strike, and your rub plate. The rub plate will take these two small holes. Yeah, it was 632, I was guessing. So good on me. Drill and tap 10/24 screws in your aluminum frame here for the strike. 1 7/8 notch in that blade stop. That's what it looks like when it's all done. It's not changed much. 17 years old, and same document that is literally packaged with the hardware. What has changed, however, is that this is, for me, I know this as Precision. I think it's being marketed more as Stanley. The issue with that is it's known as Stanley, and there's a link here to the manufacturer's page for Stanley, but I don't really think of Stanley as where I find my Precision catalog. So wherever you can find the word manufacturers in the site, do a find function for Precision, and you'll find Precision hardware. And then you'll find an updated, well, the most current catalog. And then once you pull that up, 300 pages worth of exit devices, S988, and you'll find all of the instances of where it falls in. Now, we said that this was for the 2400. Let's back up. Yeah, see? Narrow style. I'm not immediately seeing the minimum style requirement for this device. Strange, I would have that placed immediately on the page. Okay, so yeah, I don't see the minimum style, but being narrow style, we might be able to take a cue actually from our cut sheet. Okay, we certainly can. You know that you're going to have, let's just say that this is, 1 7/8 at a minimum. So you're going to need a 4-inch style. Oh, there it is. It says right here, 3.5-inch medium style aluminum doors. Forgive me. So you got to have a medium style, not a narrow style, not a wide style, but the medium style. And that's how aluminum doors are put together in those 3 sorts of classifications. So medium style, this would work on. If you have a narrow style, this won't work, and you'll need a different device. So that link to the precision page is where I still think of it, because my memory of precision went back to manufacturing in Illinois well before any sort of involvement with other companies. Let's wrap up this video on camera. Okay, in conclusion, very common sort of piece of equipment. Why would you buying a Strike only? Well, it could be that you bought the 2400 and you didn't specify this Strike, and you found out that it's an aluminum frame, or who knows, vandalism, maybe somebody taking it apart, that kind of business. So when this is installed, it's going to obviously look like that. Okay, and that will allow that latch bolt to come and make contact with the rabbet of the frame, and then it'll hit the roller up front here. Okay. The name Precision is obviously associated quite closely with Stanley, which is now associated very closely with Best and Dorma and Kaba. They have themselves quite a alignment there of major names within the hardware industry. I don't know all of the sorts of reconfigurations that will be happening, but nonetheless, what is stable and remains so is the exceptional technical support. I contact Stanley with some frequency, and I contact Best with some frequency as well, and they are really good with technical support. I mean, just, they don't only answer the question that you're asking, but they're thinking about, wait a minute, do you really mean this? That sort of participating in the assurance that you're going to be successful in whatever you're working on. So they go above and beyond, and not everyone does that in tech support. In today's world, excellent tech support is a standard. It's a baseline requirement. But the crew at Stanley and Best routinely go above and beyond. And Dorma. I don't want to forget Dorma. There's a particular gentleman there who has been, through the years for me, very instrumental at me better understanding the Dorma landscape. Even though Dorma's catalogs are so very good with explaining many things, the problem with it sometimes is that there are parts that you need that are not published anywhere. Whereas Best does a well above average job at publishing their service manual, which is, 1,400 pages long. And when you call them, the person you're talking to is literally referring to that document. So if you have it, you're going to find the answer. And that gentleman over at Dorma does a really great job. Any questions on the S988 aluminum frame style Strike or any other Precision or Stanley product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.